This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, and I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Good evening, Jason Glick. How are you?
Good evening. Good evening, John. How you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. All things considered.
Yeah, all things considered. Yeah, okay, but, tonight, it's like tonight, we're not, like, it's like, a lot of comic books I talk about, it's like, they're nice comics, like, they're good comics you can take home to your parents, and even recommend them to like, friends and all. This one though, this comic is not nice. This comic is bad. This comic is fucking metal, man. Metal. Because you don't get more metal than Detroit Metal City.
Metal.
Yes. Now, like, longtime readers will know that I like this series. I like the series a whole lot, man. I put it on my 10 best list 2 years ago when I was amazed just by the fact that its one joke premise has actually managed to entertain me through the first 3 volumes. Last time I talked about it was in volume 5 when I conceded that it was going to just make me look like an ass. By just because much as I like them, like, all my biggest fear is that it's okay. Like, when are they going to run out of steam with this? When is he going to run out of steam with this? And for the most part, creator Kiminori Wakasugi actually did manage to keep things up through 10 volumes of ridiculous metal mayhem. Because the thing is, like, the series, like, the one joke premise of the series I talk about is that it's based about this one guy, Soichi Negishi, who's basically, he's like a average Japanese guy. He's this fine musician. He loves pop music, especially that of the Swedish variety. He's cute, inoffensive stuff, and he wants to be just loved by all for his sweet acoustic guitar songs. But that's not what people love him for, because through some strange twist of fate, he winds up fronting ultra-hardcore underground metal band Detroit Metal City as its leader, Johannes Krauser II. And Krauser II is basically the embodiment of everything that Negishi can't stand. His reputation is built on the fact that he's killed his parents. He rapes women for fun. He feasts on the flesh of his victims, like all this crazy shit, basically take all the crazy stories you've heard about Ozzy over the years and just multiply them by a factor of 10. That's the kind of setup they're going for with Krauser and Ozzy.
Heads of bats and stuff like that.
Yes. Oh, and they even reference that when they're making the music video, because they're talking about, it's like, hey, can we have Krauser dying on this down this plate of bats right here? So that even though he's Japanese, that Wakasugi had to definitely has a lot of knowledge, some knowledge of the metal scene over here, because even one of its in the first volume, you find out that one of the big conflicts is that metal, America's metal king, Jack Ill Dark, is coming to Japan to face down all these poser metal bands, and you figure, and obviously the analog for this guy is Ozzy, even though he was played by Gene Simmons in the live-action Japanese movie. It's like, the joke is that, it's like, well, Negishi's he's just sweet dork. He figures that, Jack, he's probably just like me. This average guy who's just trapped in this role that people set out for him. I'm gonna go ahead and give him some of my family shiitake mushrooms just to make friends with him. He goes in to meet with Jack, and then you see Jack full makeup with his pet cobras coiled around his neck, and a girl sucking him off, and he first words to Negishi is like, fuck. So that's the kind of humor that they're going for here. And like I said, a lot of the setups are just kind of Negishi just trying to be true to what he wants, and then just the world just cruelly beating him down, because the thing is, Negishi's pop talents are just kind of absolute shit. You look at some of this stuff, how he just wants to he just wants to sing these songs. It's so wussy, so pansy, and so stupid that everyone just like gives him no end of shit for it, and inevitably once they start giving him shit, then his rage-filled Krauser side starts taking over, and he just like he puts on the crowd, he gets on the Krauser makeup, and he'll just do crazy things from just beat demolishing demolishing a rival's band, going on sneaking onto a radio show in order to screw someone who he thought was going to give him his big break as a pop singer, trying to cure his rageaholicness at a Buddhist retreat, and then just beating the crap out of the head monk when the monk just can't stop smacking him in order to try and pay attention. I mean, it's truly ridiculous, but for a lot of the first couple of volumes, I mean Wakasugi just kind of digs into to a lot of trends, pitting Negishi against a bunch, against a bunch of music trends and what. I mean, you haven't taken on punk, you haven't taken on his his former friend who grew up to become a rapper in the underground circuit. And then he slowly starts breaking branching out over the course of the series to just taking on a lot of other things, from style, from haircuts, sumo wrestling. It's all sorts of other stuff. I mean, the thing is he really does a good job of using sticking it to this one joke and just using Negishi's unchanging nature to poke fun at a lot of things. I mean, really, as metal as the series gets, its closest American analog is Gru by Sergio Aragonés and Mark Varnier. Because with that series, the joke is that Gru is very dumb, but Gru is also very strong, and he'll win any fight that he comes across, no matter what. But that they use Gru's unchanging nature to tell a lot of fun fun lesson stories, and also and more recently just take him into just more satire about the world that we live in, and that's two varying degrees of success in recent years. But I mean that's still kind of the same approach that Wakasugi takes with Negishi. Now he actually managed to do a good job. He does a good job actually splitting the difference between just purely episodic stuff and story-driven arcs. Because there are really three main arcs to Detroit Metal City. While the Jack story doesn't really count in the first volume since it's only a couple chapters long. The real fun begins in volume 3 when the Satanic Emperor tournament starts, and that's when you get all the Detroit Metal City is suckered in. Well, okay, not suckered in. Negishi is suckered in by Jack's daughter Kenny Ildark to perform in this this tournament where you've got all these underground hardcore metal bands. Problem is that she really wants them to get to compete in this thing because one of the bands, this hardcore Swedish group called Helvete, it's apparently ripping up the underground scene in the world, and they even completely fucked over Jack after he left Japan. So now you've got Negishi going to get Negishi and company going against all these other bands this. You got this French metal band, which is just as eventually revealed to be just as wussy as you'd expect, and also on Panic Chainsaw, which is another band led by a girl who they could have gone for something really creative rather than just she's been ostracized by her deep grating voice throughout the years, which it's made her outcast, but it's great for metal, but then you find out she's just a girl inside as soon as they start touching her G spots, and that's they could have done better. And then there's Deathism, which is probably it's probably the least funny recurring joke in the series, because they're a band their brand of metal is called scat metal. And I'm talking about scat as in the jazz blues type thing. I'm talking about scat as in feces. And it's one of those things where it's just kind of they're always getting in a position, the lead singer is always getting in a position where he looks like he's going to shit over his band, and it's I really, it's kind of comes to the kind of tension that's I really don't want to see see this kind of thing ever go any further than what they've got right there. But they just keep bringing it back over the course of the series. And I just don't think it's quite as funny as he thinks. But anyway, like I said, Satanic Emperor, first arc, Satanic Emperor basically kind of winds up pitting Negishi against himself. And all these arcs basically kind of a recurring trend, Negishi suffering some sort of crisis of conscience, threatening to quit, but then eventually rediscovering his drive, and eventually realizing I have to do this in order, because ultimately this music is what means the most to me. And the second arc basically touches upon something that you would think would be untouched throughout the series. You think that hey, if Negishi's persona on-stage persona is Johannes Krauser II, there had to have been a Krauser the First. And then you find out that, hey, Krauser the First, it's not that he was a huge pussy. It's just that he had this huge unrequited love for the band's manager, who she never gets named, but she's one of the most strongest comic presences in the series. Just the fact how utterly unrepentantly violent she is towards Negishi in her love of metal, and how she continues to throughout the series find so many variations on how her pussy gets wet just by listening to these guys play. It's total clam chowder on my thong tonight. Wow, it's my pussy just swallowed my thong. Stuff like that. It's ridiculous how many different variations they find for her to say like that. And that's another thing if I want to check the English adaptation is credited to one Anus Itchy for throughout these 10 volumes. Mr. Mrs. Itchy, whoever you are, you did a fantastic job, and especially Americanizing a lot of this, a lot of these stuff. I would have been fascinated to just think about does the manager always talk about getting a huge clit boner when she in the Japanese edition, or was this some sort of skillful transliteration? Especially when you find out Krauser the First's real name, Gaylord Kitahara. Now okay, my knowledge of Japanese isn't all that great, but I'm willing to bet that Gaylord is not a common Japanese name. So it's a great way to set up his character, especially since he's a middle-aged balding guy who's arrested for groping the manager during one of their sets, and it's his rage that eventually leads him to take on Negishi in Detroit Metal City, and starting in volume 5. Now the final arc, if nothing else, does a great job of doing what all final arcs do. That's taking everything that the series that's been done through the series so far, and then just tying it all together towards the end, because you find out that there's a new mysterious mystery metal band on the scene, but no one knows who they are. It's DMC's manager doesn't know, Gaylord doesn't know, Jack Ill Dark doesn't know, and then eventually you find out that he's this guy owned by the name of God, and he's this huge, dark, black presence, who just causes chaos wherever he goes. But the thing is, his secret is that he's really just this fugly half Japanese, half white aspiring model who is a son. He was actually the illegitimate son of metal godfather Carl Smurder. And it's in his situation is really a mirror image of Negishi. Negishi wants to be a sweet pop singer. Hideki wants to be a model, but he's just not cut out for it. And it's a nice really great contrast right there. And eventually it causes Negishi to just leave the country and try to pursue his dream in France. And And like I said, the stakes are raised. Like, you get Negishi leaving the country. You've got like Hideki's band just crushing all competitors. But then eventually you know that Negishi has to come back and has to show him who's boss in the end. And the ultimate climax of this arc, I think that next to last chapter probably would have made a better closer for the series than what we got, because like I said, it's okay. Because the thing is, like, the final chapter basically is kind of like, it's an ending that only Rumiko Takahashi could have loved. Because the thing is, it really resolves nothing at all. Because it's centered around Negishi trying to finally reveal to his wannabe girlfriend that he is Krauser, and this is after all the crazy shit that he's done to her as Krauser throughout the series. And you figure there could have been something. It could have a chance to just do some real change. And just this is the final arc of the series. Just shatter all the conventions that you've built up throughout the series. And he just settles for just a far more extreme version of what we've been seeing throughout the series, and that just doesn't quite. It's not satisfying. I mean, it's not a deal breaker like for my enjoyment of the series, but it's kind of like Anyway, but still, I mean, like I said, if you like rude, crude, and disgusting humor, I mean, hey, and if you're a fan of metal, it's like, hey, then I absolutely recommend you check this series out. I mean, it's certainly not going to be for everyone, and it's like, but it's still a great job of showing you how far you can take. Well, probably how far you should take a one joke series, if nothing else. And to be honest, kudos to Kiminori Wakasugi for getting as much mileage as he did. I mean, hey, it's like I appreciate the fact that he's created this such a singular character that's spawned an anime, live action movie, and also he's also, and I'm sure he's also earned a place in Anime Music Videos Hall of Fame, by providing because Krauser makes for a great visual, and he's already given us one unmitigated classic in the Dion music video where the girls from K-On! Are pitted against Krauser, also to the tune of Tenacious D's Beelzebos. If you've never seen it, I recommend you YouTube it right after I'm done talking. It's D-O-N exclamation point. It's a fantastic video. Check it out, and then go out and start buying the series. Great, like I said, great stuff if it's up your alley, and I kind of get the feeling that Wakasugi probably, it's such a singular work that I'm not sure if Wakasugi's ever going to be able to top this, but hey, I'll look forward to seeing him try.
All right, cool. Is that gonna be it for us, Jason?
Yes, that is it, and I will hopefully be back in 2 weeks with something just as entertaining, if not more so. Cross your fingers.
As always, and next time. So we'll see you next time.
Okay, laters.
All right, bye.